liked wacky helicopters, really. And I mean, the coaxial ones they're challenging from a developer point of view. So it was like, let's call ourselves the Helix Collective, and we just started doing these on our spare time, and but we never really uh, got there in the end, because this was in the transition when you had Explain 11, and then Microsoft Flight Simulator was on the horizon. So it was like a project that was left unfinished because it was originally planned for Explain 11. And then now, I lately I've been wanting to do freeware again, because I don't know, I just wanted to do something for free,
That is
something
cool.
without, you know, and these helicopters have always been in the back of my head, like, man, they're half finished. I need to do something with them. And so I got the band back together, and some new band members, and
That is
it's a
funny.
cool
I love the
bunch of
expression.
people now.
You guys hear the expression? I got the band back together. It's
Yeah.
you're speaking my language, Seb. That's for sure. Because as many people know, bands don't last forever. The dynamics between them, the relationships and all the rest of it. Hold on, let me just turn off my head tracker for the moment.
Skipper Jeff, there is a lot of smoke puffing out when you start the engines.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of smoke, Jeff says. Yeah, he says, and it does look very Russian. Yeah. And, guys, this is the inside. We're going to start it all up from scratch in a second here. I just want to go, just give me a second. I wanted to get drone camera instead of walk around so that we can actually look a little closer at some of these things. It's actually worth looking closer because it's so well done. What am I after up here? And I'm just after slowing this thing down to about a 3. I'm going to have to figure out a better way to do this than in the pop-up, because I want to just get in there nice and slow and just show some of the detail, you guys. Now, when someone spends forever doing stuff like this, and I used to teach programming at the college level, when you look at stuff like this, the hours they spent to make things, and once we have hydraulics, you'll see things moving too. This is a double rotor system, as you can see, and they're counter-rotating. So the beautiful thing about that is they don't need a long tail boom, and they also are not as susceptible to crosswinds as many helicopters are. You'll notice there's no tail rotor. There's no actual spinning rotor back here. And that's the beauty design of this. Now, some people might think this is a gyrocopter. The designer of this aircraft actually did make gyrocopters, but it's not a gyrocopter. A gyrocopter is in a constant state of stall, if you wish. You might say it that way. And this is not. This is truly a helicopter that needs, that can do vertical lift. A gyrocopter can't do straight vertical lift. So, in this case here, this thing is very versatile. Military all over the world are using it. Civilian use, of course, for tourists who are, going for a tourist flight, but also for all those things they do for construction too, lifting things up with a helicopter. Instead of that big crane that Maddie mentioned, the big construction crane, the big, huge orange one that's in career mode, that thing's hard to manage. And it is huge, and it's heavy duty. This thing does the same thing. It's got a lifting component, and as a matter of fact, in this version here, it's almost the lifting version. They would have a central hook and chain or hook and wire right here. So
there is a Vinch add-on for it. I haven't modeled it yet. Right now, we're doing these 3 models initially. There are so many variants of this helicopter. It's truly like a Swiss Army knife. It
right.
can do it. It can do it all.
It can do it all, yeah.
And it takes just 30 minutes to switch from one type to another.
You mean in real life, not in the sim,
yeah.
Right?
No.
Right, you guys? In the sim, he's going to make it so realistic. It's going to take us 30 minutes to change to another one. Now, one thing I'll mention, Seb, and then I'll ask a few more questions here, but I'll start it up first and get going, right? But this looks like, I'm going to say it right now, the engines on these things, I know they're radial engines, right? They're radial piston, you guys, for those who are wondering. They look something like Millennium Falcon, Star Warsy kind of. That's the first thing I thought about when I saw them. Is like, that looks very familiar. That kind of engine. I've never seen it before, but now I realize where I've seen this sort of thing, and that's on like Star Wars kind of stuff, right? And maybe that's where George Lucas got the idea, looking at radial engines like this, and that's why they're so round and big, you guys, because they're radial engines. Just like, you know, the when we take a look at the de Havilland Beaver and airplanes like that with their radial engines, a lot of those classic warplanes with their radial engines. And I do know that it has some type of inertial separator or debris separator, and that might be this mechanism you see right here.
Those fans or blades are actually more. Think about them like
Centrifugal?
no shit. Sorry, I forgot the name for it. Cowl flaps. Sorry.
Oh, okay, cowl flaps. Oh, I see. Okay, right from the very front inside. Okay, and they do look like flaps. Yeah. Most cowl flaps are sitting out here. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's neat.
So those control like the cooling flow into the engine, because you have an impeller on the inside of that behind those fans, and that impeller is spinning with the engine and actually pushes the airflow into the engine. I took a photo of the engine during my last reference trip.
You're finding it? So that was one of my questions. What would make you decide to work on, like, how do you pick a model? Like, I think I've asked you this before when you had the Phenom. What made you pick this? Like, when you look at this helicopter, there's something about it you said, I gotta model it. You know,
for me, since I was a child, I've had a huge fascination of the whole coaxial rotor technology, like the actual mechanics. Plus, I think they just look cool and they sound cool.
There's that. There is that, yeah.
Yeah.
And the smoke too. We got to make the smoke happen, and we'll see it in a second, you guys. I'm going to start it up in a second, right?
So, and no one else has really been like getting down into the coaxial rotor physics in the simulators. I mean, yes, but not on this level. I don't want to toot my own horn too much, but the physics in I have here. I started out it took me 3 months to nail the physics before I even started the actual modeling.
Wow. 3 months. So you guys, when people talk about MSFS physics, you know, the flight characteristics and the physics of it, people don't realize you've spent months to do this, even before you decide, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make this model happen, right?
And because I didn't want to do it in a way that, like, you know, I've seen some other coaxial add-ons that has like invisible hidden tail rotors or stuff like that, but I wanted to actually get real simulated fluid dynamic physics working natively on a coaxial rotor.
And that's what we have here. That's cool.
And so before I even put my time into actually making a model that looked like the helicopter, I wanted to get those physics working, and so I did.
That is so cool. Let me just get it started so we can get flying, you guys, and then Seb can tell us some more, because I have more questions for him. And I think you already answered the question about MSFS as compared to X-Plane itself. I think this was a project originally designed for X-Plane, and you've jumped in and decided to make it for MSFS. Is that correct?
I was part of the X-Plane development group. I mean, I started the whole Helix Collective.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't realize that. I thought you joined them by invitation, but no, you started it. Okay, that's cool.
I had this crazy idea of doing coaxial helicopters and simulators, and some other developers found, you know, my crazy way of thinking was, yeah, they could get on board. Bit of a challenge.
That's cool.
So,
well, let me just get it started here. I'm going to turn on my battery switch, and I've already got the fuel valves open, And I'm also going to turn this on right here and see that there are some annunciator things on there, I think. Hard to tell in the sunlight, but yeah, it looks like some annunciator things are on. Let's go and make sure we don't have a rotor brake on both rotors. Remember, there isn't just one rotor brake now, you guys.
Those are the clutches.
Those are the clutches. Okay, I thought they were the rotor brakes.
Is the rotor brake
we
is
always
the
have
yellow
to...
one in the middle.
Ah, and does it actually? Yeah, it does work. Okay.
You pull the rotor brake up,
and you hold it there. Whoops, and you hold it there. Yeah. Oh, okay. There we go. You know, this must be your latest version of it, because I tried this a few days ago when I was experimenting, and I couldn't move this lever. Now that would be holding the brake, and when you let go, it's spring loaded and goes back to that. But these are okay. These are clutches. I knew I had to move both of these to this down position, but I didn't realize they were clutches. Okay.
Yeah. The reason, so you pull the clutches down before you start the engines, so the rotors will actually spin with the engine startup.
Wow.
And that will, because they are clutched, the first engine will help the second engine start. If that makes sense.
It does make sense, because I put the magneto on the second engine and boom, it's on. I don't even have to hit the starter.
Now you do.
Now I do. Okay, so so here I got the newer version just today, and I better make sure I do it right. Yeah, it's like the brake in the Robinson 66. Yeah, all of them have some type of rotor brake up top, and it's usually one rotor up top, right? One spinning disc. So that's exactly the same thing. The Robinson has it. So does the H-125. I mean, every helicopter I've been in has it. But these are clutches. That's cool. And a lot of helicopters also have a clutch switch down here, which is electrically operated clutch.
Yeah, but so, this is totally mechanical.
It's mechanical, which is I like it. It's like in a 172, everything is stainless steel cables instead of hydraulics and electrics, you know, except for the flaps, right? But okay, so I've already opened up, what are these, air coolers back here? Something, cooling fans, The cooling fans are open, the clutches are on, and
I don't think they're open. You have them in the neutral position.
Okay. Because I noticed when you showed me a video of this, you had them up here, and then you brought them back to center. Be up. Okay, they need to stay up. Okay.
And then you have to look out and see if they are actually open.
So this is new. See, this is new. I was like, oh, that's cool.
You actually have to make sure that they are.
Oh, is that awesome or what? You guys, this was closed completely. That's what that is. That is awesome. This is, I told you guys, it's first look. It literally is first look for some of this.
And you also have gauges where you can see the degrees of how much they're open.
That's going to be down here.
Yeah, there are two small gauges next to the GPS there.
Way down here, then, next to the GPS. Where did I see it?
Up.
Oh, right there. Somewhere around there. All right, so one of these gauges here. Hold on. These guys?
There they are. The two furthest down. Two small ones.
These two small ones here, which are in Russian, so I don't know what they mean, but they're all Russian to me. So, so now how would I know they're open? I guess there's a pointer in there somewhere, right?
Yeah, it's right now on the open position.
Huh. Cool. I'm going to close one. Somebody's flying around in a helicopter near us. That's cool. I'm going to close the right one and just see what that looks like, you guys. See what the difference is between the right and the left. Okay, there's a little pointer. Wow, it's hard to tell. This little pointer here is over to the left.
Yeah.
My left one is open, so it's over to the right. Okay, I see. Tiny pointer. But you know, if that's the authentic way the pointer is, then that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Cool.
I have a small collection of gauges on my shelf here, and some of the gauges here are modeled from my physical gauges that I have, like the clock, for example, and the fuel gauges, those gauges with the 3 needles on them. So the serial number on the gauges here in the sim are the serial number from my gauges that I have on my shelf.
That's cool. These are stories you'd never hear about, you guys. You never know how these things come about, right? Takes a physical serial number off a gauge and actually puts it into the sim. That's pretty neat. I love it. Yeah. It's great. All right, let's get this baby started. I think I can do it now. I'm going to turn on the left magneto all the way to both. Let me think about it now. Do I need any pumps on? I don't think so.
Mixture.
Okay. In the previous version, I had to turn on. Oh, I didn't have to turn on a booster pump. Do I still not have to?
No, it's there if you.
Okay.
If you have it, because the fuel lines if the fuel lines are empty, you need a booster pump. But right now the fuel lines are not empty because gravity.
Because of
So
gravity. Good. I think gravity's my friend, especially if we're in trouble.
so usually if you like land somewhere, and shut it down, and then you want to start it up, then the fuel lines might be empty, and you can use the booster pump to get some
All right.
fuel in the lines.
So we did power over here. We did fuel lines are open. We did magneto, clutches, blowers. I think we're ready to start. And I've got 20% on the left engine. So let's do a left engine start, you guys. Rock and roll. Let's see what happens. I'm going to turn my volume of my sim to normal, just so we can see what happens, and then I'll turn it down as I need to. All right, prop clear. You guys hear that okay? Jeff says pre-flight inspection. Yeah, right. Ooh, look at that. We've got a clean start. I'm gonna bring that volume down a bit. It might be too disruptive, but I love the sounds. And
I recommend you put on the generators and inverters now.
Okay. Because it's still running on battery, yeah. So I did those right away. Okay. Sounds good. And then now we can actually work with the second one. So I'm going to bring that up. I'm using my levers here in my home cockpit. Bring that up to 20% also. Now this is the interesting part. Everything else is already set, so all we have to do is turn this guy right here. I think it started up right away.
No, it didn't.
It did? Oh good. I like that because the other version did. Right, I hit the start button.
That was before I
Okay, I'm hitting the starter for engine number 2. Now it's making me work, you guys. It's making me work. I like it. I like it to be more realistic, right? And pre-flight them. That's good to know, Jeff. And how will I know? They look like the needles are in the same spot. How will I know it ignited? Should be something that jumps here. How would I know that the second one actually ignited? The needles both look the same.
Because it's your engine. You have actual muscle on the end of those gauges.
Gauges. Now I'm going to take my mixture to 30%, I think was the procedure. And then once they get up to 100, I'm just watching these gauges, you guys. These ones right here. Oh shoot, I should have been outside. We're not going to see the smoke now. I didn't see the smoke. I was going to show Jeff the smoke. The smoke was a nice effect. You see them starting to rise now, guys, and when they get to 80%, I'm going to give it the full mixture. Mixture's still sitting on 30. Ground crew, yeah. You can't hear the guest speaker or yourself or whatever. Sorry guys, it's going to be better now. There was another hidden audio channel that I still have to get rid of off of my OBS. I did a complete OBS rebuild, you guys, and that was a fine tune that caught us last stream, and it just caught us again now. Yeah, I know. Thanks, Early Dev. Okay, I'm waiting for it to get to 80%, and it did, and now I can bring up my mixture all the way. And that should take it to 100%. You can hear it starting to go up, yep. And now my mixtures are full. And I'm also going to turn on navigation lights and things like that. So nav, strobe, and all the rest of it, you guys will turn those things on now. And we're ready to rock and roll. Let's have a look. Yep, climbing to 100.
You need if you want to use a landing light, you need to actually extend it as well, and you do that on the left side panel above the door.
Okay. And what do we do here?
So there is a switch that is covered.
This guy. Oh. Look at that.
That will actually extend the landing light beneath. So it's either on cargo, where it will shine straight down, or landing light, where it will flip up a bit. It's underneath the cockpit.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, we got to see that. Look at that. That's new too. That's cool. And that's for real. That's what it looks like, eh?
Yeah.
That is pretty neat. I'm discovering stuff here. I thought I knew it well already. You know I spent time on this thing. And look at that. All the new stuff I'm learning. That's neat. All right. That's great. And we are right up there. We can go fly now. That is great.
You haven't put on the systems. So on the overhead panel, you need to put on the AGK, the GPS, the nav, and the comms.
So right here. All right. I saw the AGK before, but I don't know what it stands for.
That is the attitude indicator.
Ah, see?
It's the actual gauge is called the AGK 47. That's the pitot heater.
Which is important. Yeah.
Yeah, but there you go. Now you have the attitude indicator and no red.
And no red.
Indicators.
That's the last question I had for you the other day. Yeah. I wanted to ask you, what about this red indicator I still haven't?
That is on if you have any red announcators lit on either the lower panels or the top one.
All right, so just a second here. I got to get this centered somewhere. That's not it. Not it. Still not it. Oh, I see. That's shift. Got it. Shift that. Hold on, you guys. 1 second. 7. There we go. That. No, it still doesn't. There we go. I don't usually use this, but in a helicopter, I do want to look like this when I'm landing, you guys. So that's why I use my head tracker for this. All right. I'm going to set my keyboard down 1 second here while my view is all messed up. And grab the stick. I'm good. All right, let's go see where we are while we're here, you guys, because this is something we'll focus on in the second hour tonight, but right now we're flying out of this area, so we'll just do some flight testing right now. There we go. All right, focus on my screen. Watch out, Gary and Susan, or is that Karen? I think we can go now. Let's try it. Little bit, just a little touch. Oh, look. Oh, first I'll show you taxiing here. I'll go to the... All right, I'm gonna, you guys, again, I'm trying to do this smoothly, but it's not working. So it's not the sim, it's my head tracker plus my controls. I'm gonna hold it right here for a second. Go to settings. I should have checked this right from the start. I don't think it has it mapped properly to my stick. So let's have a look here. By the way, you see how it waits, you guys, in the sim? SU3 gets rid of this wait. It's immediate. Drives me crazy. I have to wait for it, and then I can click on another area, but that's just...
Jeff, hit me up on Discord later, and I'll send you some clips of low roller spinning. In Russian helicopters, the pilots sit on the left side.
Let's go here. Yeah, it's something, Seb, it's something we had a conversation about here on this channel. I can't get the basic profile. Okay, that's good. And just make sure the collective is working, you guys. This is a good thing to do when you go to start. Not sure. I updated the helicopter, so maybe that's why it didn't remember. No, it says K26, basic, new gen. Okay, that part's good too. All right, let's see if I've got it. There should be an outside-inside view right on my stick, so I don't have to keep looking at the keyboard. No, it's not there. All right, that's fine. We will persevere. I'll just use the keyboard once in a while. I'll have to look over at it. Put the head tracker back on, and away we go. All right. And Jeff's always got some great questions, Seb, being a developer himself and a flyer. So easy enough, you guys. If you're used to flying helicopters,
Howard,
yes, sir.
land.
Okay. What
I
am I
think you
forgetting?
forgot something. You
It's
forgot to
possible.
open the twist grip throttle.
Oh, it didn't work before.
It does.
It does now. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just you can see your manifold pressure is very low. So just open it up and it should rise.
Well, will you look at that? Oh, it's staying at 99. I do have it.
Yeah, that's good.
I do have it in my on my Virpil,
Yeah.
but I unmapped it.
Yeah, you see there your manifold pressure is now at roughly 11, so that's good.
It's good to know. And away we go. Now,
However,
first of all, wow, I can't believe it. You guys, I need this outside-inside view to work, so give me a second here. This is why I don't do head tracker, because it's such a mess when you're on stream. While I look at other things. Go ahead. So what were you going to say about the inside?
You have had a red annunciator light, so
okay, I'll go look at that in a second. Wait, hold on, you guys. I can't be looking at the keyboard while I got a head tracker on, so I got to put this back on my stick. So I got to go find it, and it's a profile that says red button or red button on stick or something. Let me just make sure it works. Basic. Oh, there it is, red button. Okay, I got it now. And this is something. It is definitely an area of contention among simmers coming over to 24. The fact that this is very confusing for people about how to set these things, and in most of my airplanes, it's consistent. It's there. It's persistent, I should say. I think it's because it's a whole new version that I installed today, and it didn't have. I should have checked to see if it had the profiles, but this is it now. This should work fine, and now I can do everything properly. Now let's go investigate inside here. Put my brakes on.
You see, you're oh, that's because you're taxiing. Okay. So as you can see, when you're taxiing, your rotor RPM is actually dropping significantly below the threshold. So that is no worry. Just make sure that you have good rotor RPM. That is the needles with the number 2 on them.
Right.
Just make sure that you have them above 80% when you try to take off. So don't take off with low RPM. Wait for them to build back up after you have taxi.
Okay, I've had to actually do an emergency landing twice now, just when my testing, because I actually worked it too hard. So there's two needles here, you guys, and what Seb explained to me, the one needle is your engine RPM, which is good. It's up there at 100. But as the load increases and the torque increases, this second needle, number 2, is the rotor RPM, and that will drop. I've had it drop down to about here. So I've really worked the thing hard. So I'm going to make sure I don't do that. All right. The helicopter's coming sooner, Bill. Okay, DH Paradox,
okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's okay for taxiing, but don't take off until you have had your rotor RPM build back up again.
Okay. So all I've done, you guys, is give it just a touch of collective, and then now, like a lot of the helicopters in the sim, I can just taxi around, and I'm just using. Oops! Look at it. It says, okay, I'll jump up now, but I'll just keep it down on the ground for now. A little bit of collective, and then move forward. It could be that my brakes are on. Let me just check. Yeah, that's what it was. It was really resisting because I had like a parking brake on or something. So now this is normal wheel taxi, which is always better than hover taxi. Hover taxi takes a lot of concentration. I'm talking while we're doing it. And this is certainly a nice break from all the other helicopters that only have skids and we have to always hover taxi. So now I'll just pull back on the cyclic and I should be able to stop. And then I can put on my toe brakes too.
DH Paradox, it's not available yet, but it will soon be available, and it is freeware, so it's going to be available for free soon.
All right, now it's time for a vertical takeoff, you guys. Are you ready for it? Here we go. And see what my rotor RPMs look like. I'm keeping them up there. Actually, they're not dropping now. I'm just going to hover here for a minute. See what that looks like. Looking good. I've got this on no assists, you guys, and so I'm very happy to say that I think I've got some control here. It's going to go sideways a bit. And I'm going to go right a bit. See how that goes. All right.
So that is one of the advantages of coaxial rollers, that you have. You don't have the counter torque that you usually have, because the two rotor discs spin opposite with the same RPM, so they cancel out the torque that helicopters usually get from single rotor discs. So they are incredibly stable in hover.
Way cool. Very stable. You guys, this makes you feel like you know how to fly, honestly. And it's not that Seb has dumbed it down for us. This is because of the inherent capabilities of the helicopter. If you're having trouble with tail rotor helicopters, because you do have to touch every control. When one control moves, the others have to move also. It makes it very difficult. This thing's a joy. I'm going to give it some more collective. I'm going to go back inside. I want to see my instruments here. I want to see that my rotor RPM is not dropping. Got the nose down. I'm taking off down the runway. Yeah, I'm down to 90% on the rotor RPM, but let me just level that up a bit. Less. Whoops.
Yeah, you don't want to go below 80.
Yeah, it's down getting close to 80 now, so I'm just going to level the helicopter. Maybe even drop my collective a little. And when I level it, it seems to climb back up. Oh, there we go, 85. Okay, we're good. That's good to know about the 80% thing, because I've actually had it down to 60 and I had to do an emergency landing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, DH Paradox says, I will definitely enjoy flying this. Seb, did you say it would be available in the marketplace? For those who are flying Xbox could get it?
We had, when the Helix Collective started, the whole philosophy was that no one would make any type of money from this. Not a dime, nothing. So we have a strict policy as well, where there have been some repainters who want to make and sell texture packs for these, and we've said nope, not gonna happen. It's gonna be 100% free, no donations, nothing, just enjoy.
Okay, I get that. I really get it, and that's commendable. But what I'm thinking about, and it's something that's affected us too when we do special sceneries for the Silverstone event, for the Oshkosh event, for the Mach Loop, all these things we did in the past before Xbox flyers could join us, we weren't shutting anybody out. Now we are. When we do all these events now, the Xbox users can't come because the scenery is not available. So now, is there a thought on that maybe you can change that rule because you're shutting out maybe 7 million Xbox potential users of this product, right?
I know, but
you still have to stick to that rule, do you?
Yeah, because who's going to take the money?
But that's just a distribution cost, right? Is it? I mean, just as a general rule.
But
if their minimum cost, I think, is $5, right? Which anyone would pay for this product.
Yeah, but I don't want no.
Okay, so I'm just asking the raw question, you guys. Okay, Seb, don't worry about it. I was just wondering.
As soon as you can release stuff for free on the marketplace, somehow, I want to get this on Xbox, believe me. But at the same time, we have it's one of the core foundations that we built the Helix Collective on. That no one is going to make money from it. It's a community. It's a community-driven project.
Okay, but we've got Xbox users that can't get this. You guys got to think about that, right? I think you should rethink it as a group, right? But who would be making money on it? I mean, I guess you have to find out. I mean, Microsoft charges a minimum. Why? Because they're the distribution platform, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that's why they do, right? Look how steady this is, you guys. I don't think I've ever flown a helicopter this rock solid, and it's because it's a very unique kind of flying characteristics of it, and that's definitely commendable from what you've done here.
Yeah, and like I said, this is not. I haven't done any flight tuning to the flight model. This is 100% pure physics simulation. There is no scalars. Those who knows dev, they know about flight tuning and scalars that you can use on different parameters. There is nothing. It's all set to 1, which means that there is no, it's scaled 1-to-1. So everything is totally physics simulation.
Now, if I could just get this steady now, hold on. Why am I keep wavering here? I was overcorrecting on the rudder. And we'll bring it back down to here. Yeah, I am, and you guys, small movements on the collective, I am overcorrecting here, and you're seeing me waving back and forth. So I'm just going to try and settle that down now.
Manx, this is something totally different. This is a group that I started way before I even thought about Cockspur. So this has been 6 years in the making.
6 years, wow.
Yeah.
I just wanted to test it. Everybody's got to do that once. Look at the shock on it too, you guys. The shock absorbers, watch. Definitely they balance. It's good. There's so many good things about it. That's great. Unbelievable. So there's more than one product here. There's the KA32, I think, right? Which you're working on also, right? That's coming out sometime.
That one is, yeah, it's not ready for show and tell yet. But it's pretty far along in development. We're able to fly it, but we haven't nailed all the systems yet. That one is a bit more complex. You know, you have it turbine engines, and it's also certified for EU and Switzerland and Canada. So
wow.
Yeah. It's the Ka-32s are flying in Canada.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wild. Jeff was asking if these are in Russian. Yeah, and that's why I didn't know what all the gauges were. I was guessing at some of the gauges, right?
The gauges are in Russian. I put labels on some of them, like speed and altitude. But all the switch signage is in English.
Yeah, I see that. Yep.
That game time, I am not a Russian developer.
Yeah, so it's commendable what you've done. So I do see, you know, the odd time here, start, oil mixture, start, oil mixture, open. Yeah. Like there's a lot of labels he has made so we can figure it out, but
the thing is, like, this entire cockpit, all the textures and stuff like that are from the K26 that I have access to.
Right.
So all the labeling and stuff is from that one.
So it's easy for you to figure it out because you got pictures from the real thing, right?
Yeah. So if you look behind the pilot seat on the wall behind the little box, there's a plaque there.
Right here. Yep. Just a minute here.
So as you can see there, it's you have the serial number and all that stuff, but it says Avia Export, and Avia Export was a company that was in charge of exporting Soviet helicopters outside of the Soviet states and Soviet Union. So this is based on. This is.
Yeah, let me just try and stop it. I guess it's because I'm in drone mode. There we go. Just in time. Okay. Sorry, keep talking. I was in drone mode and I had no control whatsoever.
Yeah. So this is, because like I said, this is the helicopter that I had access to. This is what we've been modeling it on, and it's one that was exported outside of the Soviet Union. So it had English labels, but I mean the gauges were still Russian, but a lot of all the labels were in English to so that you could actually get it certified outside of the Soviet Union.
And even the wear and tear that's on the I love it. The wear and tear on the floor where the heels would be, the wear and tear where their hand would be using that switch more than the left switch, right?
Yeah.
Kind of funny. I love it. Absolutely love it. Easy to fly, you guys. I have all my visuals were there. Everything worked.
Yeah, and the GPS works as well. That's a
really
cool
work,
night. Yeah.
I tried to get it working. I was going to ask you about that.
on the top right wheel.
Right click here and
Top
turn.
right wheel.
Yeah.
No, just right click and let it run its self-test and everything.
All right, like that. Wow, look at
If you-
that. I couldn't get that working. Now it's working. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. That looks great. Now, when would we, I guess we'd be watching temperatures. When would we ever close these cowl flaps, right? I guess if we saw the temperatures rise way above, right?
Yeah, but right now you don't have to worry about that.
Because I'm sitting on the ground anyway, right? The middle of summer, though, I am in Florida. You know, it gets pretty hot there. Look, even the wear and tear on the fins, you guys, these are the cowl flap. These are like cowl flaps. They let air in or restrict air, and even those have wear marks on them. The inside of the engine has wear marks, like that you would expect. I mean, that kind of detail, it isn't just a single color painted thing. I mean, I love it. I love the fact that it looks realistic. That is important, Seb. I think whatever work you've put toward all that, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
When we fly these things. Oh, I better get back inside. It looks like I'm moving around or something. Somehow. Here we go. I'm just going to move out of the area. Because the brakes are on. That's what it is. There, that's better. I'm going to get out to the grass. I'm too close to that building. All right, so shutting it down, would it just be mixture first to get everything shut down and then start hitting switches?
Just cut the mixture and do the startup in reverse.
Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll start one engine and show Jeff the smoke. He has to see the smoke, right? So I'm just pulling both mixture levers back, you guys, to cut off. You can see definitely manifold pressure changed. Rotors are both changing at the same time. And down we go. Still moving forward. I'm going to put the brakes on. Back outside.
Manx, we haven't actually decided where we're going to release this. It might be on flysim.to, but I think that for an initial release, it will be released as an open beta on our via our Discord channel. That is most likely how it's going to be, and then for the actual version 1.0 release, it will be somewhere on the internet.
I just want to show everybody that
the public open beta will be on via our Discord initially.
So there's a cowl flap closed, but you can see air can still get around the outside edge of it, you guys, going in. And then look over in this one, you can see the cowl flaps are open. You can see the fins are actually open, wide open. Let air in. That's pretty cool. That's neat. I didn't see that in the previous version I was working with, so maybe I just didn't notice, right? Probably. You probably had it there, so now I'll close the other one too. I did notice I have to go up. I got to push the mouse wheel up to push the switch down, but you know, little things like that, right?
Yes, I know.
I know, you know, yeah. Those are little things that are probably very easy to fix, right? There was that. There was all of these.
And then the main power line and stuff like that.
Yep, get that now.
And the lights you want to kill pretty quickly because they really drain the battery.
They're the conventional lights of the old days, right?
Yeah.
Unless they have a conversion.
No, they're proper bulbs, you know.
Right. Like we used to have in our cars. You leave the lights on in your cars, the car would be dead when you came out from work. All right, everything's off. Power's all off. Switches are off. Magnetos are off.
You can also cage the attitude indicator.
Cool. And right here, probably this guy. Calibration, right here.
Yeah, just click it. Left click the one that the big
one there. I see. Released, caged. Nice. Released, caged. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, that should be in the checklist too. So you guys, there's no manual yet, but Seb's working on it, and I just saw a preview of it. I don't know if I should be showing that online, but when we do the lesson on this, you guys, I'm going to do a lesson on this, and we haven't figured out I'm going to talk with Seb whether we should do both helicopters the same evening, or if we can fill the whole evening with this. And then we'll look at the manual, we'll look at some more details, and we'll go through it in a lot more detail, and we'll have you guys fly along with me. And that'll be on a Tuesday night, not this Tuesday yet. We wait till the products are released on Flight Sim or wherever it's going, and then we'll do a lesson after that. But this gives me enough time to get to know it so that by the time a lesson comes around, I'm very good at working with it. This was just first look, you guys, just to have a look at it.
Yeah, it's still in beta, and it's in closed beta, but we will soon start looking at a public open beta via our Discord, like I said. So anyone who's on our Discord can just grab it, test it, and give us feedback and tell us what's bad, what's good, what needs fixing, more ice on the problems.
Jeff wants to see me auto-rotate. It's not going to happen, Jeff. Nice try. He's trying to suck me in, right? So I want to actually just show him a startup.
Yeah. Jeff, we tried getting it to work in 2020, but the thing is, there are a lot of functions that we are using that don't exist in 2020, but they do exist in 2024. So right now it is only for 2024.
I want to show Jeff what the startup looks like with the smoke, because I forgot to do that. We'll just do one engine.
You don't have to hold the starter anymore.
Oh, I see.
You can just click it.
Just click it now. Okay.
And then go to the exterior view.
Look at that. Get right in it. Is that good enough for you, Jeff? Can you smell it? Oops. It doesn't sound like a successful start. I probably don't have the fuel open or something. Oh, that's open. And this is at 20%. Yep. And magneto's on. Yep. I'll hold it this time to see what happens.
Or you might want to try and start the first engine. Start with the first one.
Start with the left one. I just happened to pick the right one, right?
Yeah, it's. I mean.
No, I think that worked. I just had to hold the starter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that worked.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
See if they get the second one. Anyway, one's got cowl flaps open and the other one doesn't. So anyway, I wanted Jeff to see the smoke because he wanted to see the smoke. Got her back down again. All right, that's been great, Seb. That's been wonderful, man. Are there other products that Helix Collective offers that we don't know about? Because I hadn't heard of the name before now, right?
No, we are totally transparent. We don't keep anything secret at all. People can ask us and we will tell them. Total transparency. But no, right now we're focusing on getting the K26 ready. And then it's the K27 and 32 that will be like, it's basically the same helicopter. Just one is military and the other is civilian version of the same.
That's cool. Going to be fun. Can't wait to jump into the 32 and start working with that too. So I'll be working on the lesson part.
Bellato 42. A brief mechanical explanation in the manual. Howard, what do you think about my brief mechanical explanation so far in the manual?
You mean the first 5 chapters that are just the mechanical explanation? You guys, Seb has always been good with manuals. I think is why we get along so well. You guys know that I always rely on the POH or the original manual for the aircraft, and I don't have to do that with Seb's products because he's very intricate detail about everything. So wait till you see the manual when this product comes out, and you will love it. You won't need any other sources of documentation.
I think it's up to right now. It's like 50 pages.
I was just going to say it might be too much, but but the fact that it's a PDF when we get these things, Seb, people can jump. A lot of people will search, right? They're different than the old days of pages and pages and that we had to turn. So I don't think too many pages is too much. I think people would jump to the section they want to jump to, right? And most people use it as a reference now, right?
Yeah, I have access to like every single manual ever made, both the English versions and the original Russian manuals. I even have the original blueprints and like
Oh wow. I have the
the
Russian manuals. I went and got those the minute I said I would
oh
do the first look thing, right? But
yeah, but I mean I have the
I still
actual
had to ask you.
blueprints.
I had to ask you about gauges because in the manual they're in Russian anyway. I go, oh, there's the gauge I want. Oh, I don't know what that means. So
Yeah,
it still didn't help me, right? So I'm looking
yeah,
forward to your manual for sure because you always do a great job of that. And
yeah.
this has been the KA-26, everybody. And talk, you know, when I first looked at it, I thought, what a funny looking helicopter. But boy, I'm loving it. Every time I fly it, I'm loving it even more. Great job,
Yeah,
Seb.
it's thank you. Thank you. Right. I'm gonna leave you to it and enjoy the
All right, we're still going to fly it for the rest
rocket
of the
launch.
evening. We're going to go take a look at where we are. We're going to look around this area at some of the buildings and the scenery that were made. And what better way to see all this stuff than in a helicopter, you guys? So we're still going to fly this thing some more.
Make sure you fuel it up because it drains like 90 liters per engine per hour, and it only has like a
Wow.
500-liter tank. So
Wow, and that's your typical radial engine, right? It's like,
yeah,
is this a 9-cylinder like your typical Pratt and Whitney?
yeah. It's a 9-cylinder.
9-cylinder, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a 10-liter displacement or
So
something
so
like that.
nine pistons are sucking up the fuel, you guys. So yep, in each one. So you know that's I can see why it can go through fuel. So I'll make sure that's all fueled up. That's really cool. Thanks, Seb. We really appreciate it. Our community appreciates it. We love having you back on, and thanks for being here.
Yeah, man. See you around, man. Thank you for having me.
We'll see you again. We'll talk soon.
Yep.
Take care. That was great, you guys. Honestly, that was wonderful. To have Seb on, him to take the time to actually come and talk about this stuff is pretty cool. And that's what we're seeing here. Someone mentioned in there, Darren Steer. I see you mentioned a lot of things in YouTube chat, right? Calling it the Skybug. Okay. Okay, I'm just looking at some of the things you're saying in here. Right. All right. That's cool. 360 horsepower. Yep. That's it. Yep. And the radial engines, you bet. And there's a lot more detail, you guys. I've had a glimpse of the start of his manual, the first 50 pages, as he talked about, and all that detail's in there. Him having access to the blueprints means there's nothing unturned here that we don't. If we have a question, it'll be there. And Seb's always been good at the manual part of it. It is exceptional because, as some of you may know, working with manuals is usually the last thing that developers want to do. They're good at coding, they're good at lots of things, but the documentation is not one of their strengths, typically. That's the exceptional case here, and we've seen the same thing with Hangar Studio 713. He does an exceptional job on his manuals, and you know, that's important because we want to know all this stuff, and some of us want to know even deeper stuff, and we got to go search around and find a POH, and it's just amazing when they do this for us, and they make it easier for us too. So, you know, kudos to that, and I can't wait to see it when it's in the finished product, yeah. Mike's in the house. How you doing, Mike? How's it going? You missed having a look at this baby. We're going to take it for a flight now, and we're going to go take a look at the scenery. And what I want to do is just ask if we have the developer of the Space Center, Kennedy Space Center scenery with us. And Jeff says you missed the fun. Yeah, you missed the smoke. Let me see. I'm just going to have a look in my Zoom to see if he's there. No, he's not there. Okay. And
hi there. I'm actually there. Can you
you
hear
are
me?
here. I hear you. You're there. Okay.
Yeah, hi. Hi, everyone.
He's here. Is that you, Mitch?
Yes, it's Misho, actually. That's my full name.
Okay. Say it again. Say it again.
Misho. M-I-S-H-O.
Misho. Okay.
Yeah. It's Croatian background.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Yeah, I'm just looking at, you know, everybody in chat here knows that when I read something, I say it the way I read it, and it gets me in trouble a lot. So I was saying your name wrong because I didn't read it right. But that's cool. I'm glad you're here. And we are at the Kennedy Space Center grounds. And as a matter of fact, what I see around the helicopter right now is probably your scenery.
Yes, it is.
And you can, I'd like you to tell us as we go along, which parts, which parts, you already mentioned it to me in a chat, but which parts are yours and which parts are default, right? So I think,
Sure.
the, is it the Kennedy Space Center complex where the Atlantis, the vertical Atlantis building is there? I think that's built in.
Right. So basically, the Atlantis building is in the visitor center. So that's the default, or I'm fairly certain that's default. But that's not what we covered.
Okay.
Also, there's a Saturn Center, which is pretty close to where you are right now, and that's also not what we covered. Saturn Center has like a big Saturn V rocket that's horizontal the
Oh,
whole
yes. Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Right. So that's not what we covered. We
Okay.
covered where you are right now. That's KTTS. That's a shuttle landing facility. You're very close to the, obviously, to the long runway where shuttle lands. And if you are right now, yeah, if you take a look, that is a pad where they actually are loading the shuttle onto a 747 SCA shuttle carrying aircraft. If you want to activate the little KSC controller, if you want
Okay.
to do that right
Yep.
now,
And I want to show you guys what this looks like. You guys saw that when we first started, the poster that we had up. Just give me a second here to show
sure.
them what we're talking about. This is what the product looks like in the marketplace, you guys. It says Kennedy Space Center. It does say MSFS 2020. I'm using it in 24, and maybe you could explain. There are subtle differences, that, and I'll get closer so we can hear the sounds properly, but I'm loving it in 24. It's working great. But this is what the product is, and that's what we're talking about now, you guys. We're going to take a look at this while we're on the grounds. And I have landed at the space shuttle landing runway. This is the big, long one. I think it's 15,000 feet, this runway. Something like that, because the space shuttle would come in and glide all the way to here from outer space and actually land on this thing. And so that's where we are right now. And you're talking about this facility now, right?
Right. Yeah. So this is the facility where shuttle lands, and we've so the default scenery has almost nothing. It's got generic buildings and a couple of things, but we basically recreated all the buildings. This is a fire station that you're looking at right now. Recreated all the buildings true to life that we could see. We could find references from the online and all the different sources, and we covered it in sort of it is basically transcending three epochs of space exploration. But right now, this area is fairly generic. All these buildings are there all the time, except if you go through a space shuttle era, this will there will be something very cool added.
Okay.
If you turn around 360 degrees.
All right, let me just bring
Sorry,
the...
180 degrees.
Oh, sorry, where do you want me to be? Like right
Yeah,
here?
just 180. Yeah, yeah. Go back to that big tarmac area. No, back to
There
the.
or back to here?
Yeah, right there. Yeah. So
Okay.
keep going. Yep. No, the other way. Turn around.
Okay,
180.
it's hard because there's
Yeah,
a
so-
delay on Twitch, right? So you want me to point toward this parking lot area like that?
No, turn around where you are right now.
To my right or my left?
To your left.
Okay, this way. Like that.
That's it, right there. Stop
Okay.
there, and then
Yep.
just keep going forward.
All right. And is it that big hangar there, that big tall hangar that's open? Oh,
Nope.
nope.
So select the middle button, shuttle.
Okay, so you guys, this is the controller that comes with the software once you install it. And it shows up as a rocket up here on the title bar. So we just open that up. And there's things we're going to do in here, including a launch. So that'll be coming, you guys. And I'll turn these buttons on too, because they're really cool. So now you're saying select the space shuttle era. It says 1981 to 2011, right?
Yeah, the top three right there. Yeah.
And now look what's happening. It's being built in front of us, you guys. Look at that. It's there.
Right.
Like, is this cool or what?
So what I'm trying to say is basically these three buttons put you into a different time period, and it's not just sort of out there. It actually changes the date. So if you went and checked your date right now, this would be around maybe 1979 to 2011. So that's the space shuttle era. So right now, this is a crane which loads the space shuttle orbiter onto a 747 shuttle carrying aircraft. Wow. And I think I mentioned previously, if you guys download and install Captain Fritz SCA, it will actually spawn it underneath the orbiter.
So,
So,
so I looked for that because you told me about it, and I
yep.
couldn't find that on FlightSim.to. It's not called SCA, right? I mean, what is it called in FlightSim?
It
See,
should be SCA.
okay, I look for it because I know Lord Frights, you guys. As a matter of fact, look at my T-shirt. It says Lord Frights on it. But
Oh, that's interesting.
I saw
Okay,
I saw
yeah.
him at FS Expo, and we always love his products, right? So I mean, he made the Scrapyard Monster, and he's made a bunch of great stuff. So we
Right.
like him. And you're saying that his product can actually fit under here, and you could load it on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just
So,
seeing the space shuttle itself and how you've modeled it here, it's amazing because I've seen it up close at the Kennedy Space Center. It's right there in the building. The Atlantis is there for everyone to see. It's humongous. It's so big.
it is.
All of us in this group today, right now, all of us could fit inside one of these engine areas here. We could all be in here with an
Yeah.
Echo. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how big this thing is, you guys. And he's modeled this thing, which I didn't know this could happen. I hadn't played with this part of it yet. And
Yeah.
seeing that here is like, this is now my favorite place in Florida. And for those who don't know, I have a yearly subscription to come here and bring friends here to Kennedy Space Center. So I know the tours inside out. I can even show you where the biggest alligators are on the bus tour. So we'll go around and we'll take a look with the helicopter. We'll look at some more stuff around here, but this has been a nice surprise to see this. This is cool.
Yeah, so this is loading only if you're in a shuttle era, and
Right.
if you're in a Apollo era or the Artemis era, they took that down. So
Right.
it has like a temporal, I guess, the feature in built into it. So yeah,
That's cool.
now it disappears. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to get in the helicopter. We're going to head over towards the VAB, and we'll start from there, I guess, right? I mean, is there
That's right.
something else we should... I mean, you guys can explore all you want some more, but there's plenty more here to look around and see. And it's great because it's really nothing here in the default scenery, so it's nice that he's done that. We've taken this area and actually made it come alive. Pretty cool. Let me get into the helicopter now. We know what to do now. And I see that it's changed my... when we changed to a different era, it's changed to 1990. We're in 1990 now. Wow. So I guess we
right.
just we go back and pick one of these then again, right? Or
Yeah, you can pick a different era, and yeah,
and that would help us,
it's
yeah.
kind of it's something that we decided to put in just as a bit of a variety. So if you're in a daytime mode, it will pick also a daytime around the daytime sort of a hour and a minute. But if you are in a dusk, depending on what month it picks, if it's like a winter month, you could actually go into a darkness basically when
Wow.
it basically keeps the same hour, but if it randomly picks a date which then contains a month that's in the winter, then it gets dark.
All right, let me fire this baby up again. We know how to do this now. And give me a second while we get this back going, because we're going to see everything with... We could do the drone camera. It'd probably be fast, you guys, but let's just take a helicopter around and land at a couple of areas in here. Give me 1 second while we turn this all on. And I've got cool... Cowling flaps are open. Power, fuel flow. Annunciator should come alive right there. Good. 20% on here. And I don't know if you saw earlier, we were just having a look at this. We had Seb on with us, and he's the developer for all of this, and pretty amazing product. We're having fun with it.
I am in awe about the detail. I'm really detail oriented. There is a lot of there were a lot of sim objects in this scenery, so we had to be sort of time sparing, and we were trying to do a lot of detailing on our rockets and everything. But this is most impressive. Yeah, that's that this helicopter is just something else.
There. And we'll let Jeff see that smoke again. Jeff has to see the smoke. I'll just watch my numbers here. I want to see this thing fire up. And it should fire up pretty quickly. There we go. Just like that. And I'll go to the other one too. Selective is down, throttles are down, and brakes are on. There we go. That magneto's already on too. It was already warm, so it went right up there. I'm going to take it right to full mixture. That's cool. All right, get these switches on right away. Thanks for being patient while I start the helicopter up again. Now we go take a look at some cool stuff. And you guys, we've got a launch in store for you. An actual rocket launch. We're going to go see that in action. Wait till that happens. It's going to be amazing. I'm loving it. And we'll turn on a bunch of stuff here. There we go. Good. We're rocking and rolling. Let me see. I think there was one other thing I want to do here. Oh, it's already there. Okay, we're good. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I guess because it was warm, we didn't have to do much for that. That worked right away. Let's just see how she goes. And let's get out there. And I'm probably going to move to this view so you guys can see more things happening. It's easier this way to look around at scenery that way, rather than trying to look through the window. But let me just watch my instruments for the moment. I'll get into a hover first. Do a little bit of taxiing. Yep, we're good. All right, let's head towards the VAB, you guys. Now, let's have a look at where that is. When you look over here, behind us, there's the big vertical assembly building. So I'm going to turn around and head down the direction of that runway. By the way, in real life, you can come to this runway and get clearance if there's nothing going on at the Kennedy Space Center. Like if they're not bringing a rocket out, or they're not a day or two away from launch, they will actually clear you to do a low pass on this runway. And Zach, who's my CFI friend from Florida in the Kissimmee Airport, Kissimmee Gateway Airport, he's done it. He sent me a video, and it was like, I got to do that with you. So when I get back there in the winter, I'll be doing that. A low flyby in this area, can you imagine?
Just to mention something, halfway along this runway is also a control tower and the shuttle landing viewing area. It's almost like a little stage that people come in and watch the shuttle land. So we modeled that as well.
I saw that, and I knew that was something you added because it wasn't there before. And I was just taking the helicopter out for a spin with Seb, and I noticed that area actually landed in front of it.
Right.
It was cool. Now this building in front of us, you guys, this is where all the operations happen. I'm not going to do a whole tour for you, but this is called the Vertical Assembly Building, and it's the tallest vertical assembly building around. And on the other side of it is the biggest American flag in the country. And it doesn't seem like that when you're on the bus tour. You can't go here with your own car. You have to go here on a bus tour from the Saturn V Visitor Center. You have to get on a bus and come here, and so you can't just drive around. But as you're coming here on a bus, you'll notice this great big huge flag right around the corner here. Check this out. That is actually the biggest flag ever. Believe it or not. It doesn't look like it, you know, but it's, you know, obviously bigger than the helicopter, and it's huge. But because it's on a building way up there. Now, visitors, relatives, like spouses of the astronauts, presidents of the country, dignitaries, would be on the roof of the VAB because it's the best view possible. This is where you'll see it all happen. And so only they would be up there. And then other things that he's modeled here, like you take a look, is this some of this stuff here, stuff that you modeled, or is that already here? Like this this movable platform here to move rockets around. Was that already here?
Everything that you see here, we modeled.
You modeled it. And so it's impressive because a lot of people don't realize, let me get a better view here. Like that. A lot of people don't realize that the control tower, oh, I see you're already moving. We're going to go down there in a second. The control tower, the control headquarters that you see in the movies and that you see when they're doing live launches, you might see them all sitting there, a bunch of people sitting at terminals. It's actually in this building. Let me get some power down, turn some power off here. It's actually in this low-rise building right here beside the rocket. We're going to talk about the rocket in a minute. If I can just get this around this outside view that I'm on. There we go. Just trying to get this so I don't hit the rocket. Wow. Okay, you guys, I got to get back inside. I'm not used to this. Hold on a second. Let me get control of this, you guys. And you know, that whole outside view, I've tried showing people a landing from the outside, and that always ends up in disaster too. All right, let me just come around here like this. All right, so right down here, low to the ground, right there in front of me now, that is actually the command center. That's where they all are with their computers and their screens in front of them, and the flight manager and all the rest of them are right there in that little building. And one of the reasons it's first of all, it's very far away from the launch. If anything blew up, they're pretty far away. I think it's 5 kilometers. Maybe you know more stats on that. But you know, that's a way back here. It's nowhere near the rockets when they're launching. Pretty wild. I'm going to come down to the ground. I want to show you guys something, but right now you see it stationary, but we're going to get that thing moving for the launch. And this is the rocket we're going to see launch, you guys. Let me just see if I can focus on flying now instead of watching the scenery.
Right now, this whole thing is actually moving very slowly.
Oh, it is moving. Okay, because I don't see the vehicles beside it.
Yeah, the vehicle's little convoy will join it at a certain point so that they all move together. But right now, there is actually 4 characters on the left of the whole stack, and they're sort of walking along, checking everything is okay. That's the operations in real life. That's what happens. So yeah, this is basically what we've done here. This is 4 different sim objects that are connected and basically moving in unison. So there is a crawler, there is a launch platform, the big block, there is a launch tower, and then there is actual rocket. So right now they're all moving together as one unit, as an assembly.
I'm trying to put my parking brake on so we can watch it. No, my parking brake doesn't work. Okay, just a sec. There we go. Now we can go have a look. I actually hear it too, you guys. Let me just turn up the sim a little. You don't have to, I don't think. You can hear it from here. Take a look at this. And believe it or not, now this is special crushed gravel they imported from Italy, I think it was, or some exotic place, because it can take the weight of all of this. And there's miles of it. This whole track is all special gravel, all the way to 2 of the launch pads, the A and the B launch pad. Now, this thing really does move at this slow speed, you guys. It really does. I think it's something like 1 mile per hour.
Something like that, yeah.
And this is realistic, you guys. This is what it looks like. This is how big it is. What exactly is it? Well, this is the rocket. This is actually the vertical rocket, which was assembled in the vertical building, and now they're transporting it to the launch pad. Is that cool or what? They got to go from here all the way down there. They got to plan that trip over a few days. You know, I mean, it's like, how long will it take you? Many days. We're going very slow. And these people are actually walking beside it. Is that cool or what? Never seen anything like this. This is amazing. And further on, some vehicles will join them. Some support vehicles will join them also, you guys. Pretty amazing. This is quite amazing. And we haven't even got to the launch yet. And I'm in awe here of how beautiful this is.
If you want to check if you want to adjust the time of the day, I'm not sure if you can right now.
Sure.
It's got pretty cool lighting as well. It's all these things have like sort of headlights, and yeah, it looks pretty cool at night too. The whole tower is lit up.
And I was going to show them the launch pad at night too, because that's got some gorgeous lights too. But we'll just do it here for now, like you said. Would they move this overnight? I guess they would, because it takes days to get here, right?
Yeah, anytime.
I'm going to do it sort of like that we still see the night sky, but we can also see what's happening. Look at the lighting. Is that cool or what? Even inside the thing, yeah. Way cool. If I were involved with this product, I would, like in real life, you guys, I would sit right up here on this platform right here. Right at the front of the thing. You know, like the Titanic thing, right? Lean against the railing and say, I'm king of the world, and you know, except we're not sailing. Okay. And so these guys, you said, I thought you said something about flashlights, but I guess not. Look at that. His vest even does look reflective, doesn't it? It's supposed to be reflective. Wow, it is reflective. That's cool. So that's pretty neat. Now, look at the lighting up on the, this is the strong back right here, and look at that. Yeah, lighting all the way up. Wait till you get to the launch pad, you guys. There's spotlights that'll be on this whole thing. But there is actually spotlights on it right now, because that wouldn't normally be that bright. Coming from that direction. Where's the light coming from? Oh, maybe from the VAB, right?
It's actually an invisible spotlight. I basically put it here so that it sort of lights up the area around it because it was completely dark.
It was black, yeah.
So it's like a pretend spotlight. I didn't model it, but yeah, there was
Yeah.
like actually a light source that kind of
And,
lights it up as you go along. It's static, and then
and you didn't
as
want me
you
to catch
go
that,
along,
right?
sorry,
It's like you didn't want me to catch that.
exactly, yeah,
Howard, I didn't want you to catch the invisible spotlight. But I did
yeah,
notice there's
yeah,
a light source, and I look around to try and find it, right? But it does look
yeah,
cool. I mean, there's no doubt it looks cool, right? Look at this thing, you guys. Let's send it into outer space. Let's spend all this money on it and then just send it away.
yeah.
All right, so you said at a certain point, oh yeah, here come the vehicles, you guys. Look over here. They're waiting for this thing. They'll catch up to it in the next merge, I guess. Probably up here, right?
Yeah, they're coming. Now, FS 2024 has a bit of a bug with this synchronization. I'm not sure exactly why, but these vehicles were supposed to be parked in this ditch because just from the developer's perspective, they are very easily rolled. So there's almost any road has a bit of a slant, and they just keep rolling. So right now, unfortunately, they will merge.
They will
like
merge.
slowly go really into each other. There's no way I can fix that. So, but anyway, it happens once in a while, not all the time.
That's okay. They didn't hit. I was looking. There was a gap there.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
I know.
good. Look at them all merging.
I know, yeah.
Now they're going to merge up here, I guess, the way the road is going. They're just going to come up here and
Exactly,
eventually
yeah,
connect
yeah.
up, right? That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Now,
But
if we
they
sat and watched
continue
this whole
along
thing,
on the road.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Sorry, go ahead. You were
They will continue along on the road, and this whole rocket will be on their own crawlerway.
So these guys are on the road, and the rocket is on the gravel. This is actually gravel, you guys. Oh, wait, that we were talking about right here.
Yeah.
Special gravel. I was surprised, there's so many gravel quarries in the USA and North America, and that they had to bring it in from Europe or wherever they brought it in from. Like, that's just, it's like, we had lots of our own. You really needed to bring it in from somewhere else. Can you imagine how they brought that here and the cost of it all? So now, to move this over to the pad, I mean, we could sit and watch. Could we move it along or no? Do we have to just select another time era?
Right. You can move it along. That might come in the future updates, but right now it just follows the waypoint path, and it will actually come up to the launch pad, but only up to the gate because it is quite complicated to climb the whole contraption while keeping it level up to the pad. That
Right.
requires a whole different setup. So the crawler, the way it's designed, it keeps level as it goes uphill. Obviously, you don't want that rocket to tilt and fall down.
Right.
So that whole
That wouldn't be
crawler-
good.
Exactly. So that whole crawler, it has to be basically segmented into three different pieces, which we did not do for this. So right now, if you waited for 4 hours, this thing would come up to the launch pad and then just stop.
And then just stop at the launch pad, right?
Right.
So now,
But now, if you want to then move this along and get it up to the launch pad, you just use your KSC controller, choose where you want to spawn, and off you go.
right. Now these will just merge beside them, you guys. So we won't wait for that here on the stream, but these vehicles, as you can see, they're coming up on a merge lane, and they will then be beside or between these people. So there's two people out front. There'll be a bunch of vehicles here. They'll all merge right into here, and the vehicles go beside here and follow the same speed as these guys. So it becomes this whole convoy of people and vehicles. It's pretty cool. Well, that's something to look forward to when you guys have the same scenery. Now, what I want to do is head down here just to show them where we're going, and then we'll actually make it spawn down there. So they're going to go down this big long track, and I want to point it out right now. Here's Space Center 39A, and here's 39B. 39A right now is being used, or maybe I've got them backwards here. Just a second now. Let me think about this. Yeah. So I'm sure it's B on the left and A on the right. But the point is, you guys, that this one here is taken by SpaceX. They actually leased it now. And because they took it, you don't need any of these rockets coming down this path. They have their own horizontal assembly building. And I'm going to speed this up right now. My drone camera, just so we can get there. So this is why it's going to take hours. These tractor wheels have to go all the way down to here. Now here's the turning point. In real life, the gravel here is now being covered with dirt more and more every day or every year because it's not even used by the tractor anymore. So it never goes straight ahead to the SpaceX launch pad. it will turn here and keep going down this way. And this is where it's going to end up, way down here. Look how far away this is. And they need that distance because, you know, what if something blows up? And rockets have blown up in the past, of course, right? So this is the launch pad where it's going to be. I just want to show you what that looks like while it's empty, first of all. This is all the stuff that you've modeled, right?
That's correct.
And everything you see here is accurate. Like there's the water tower. And people go, what do they need a water tower for? Well, look at the heavy duty pipes, you guys, and the pumps that they would have here. And these pipes will then feed into the launch pad. And that's what you see coming out when the thing first takes off. You'll see all this steam. You'll see water come out first, and then you'll see all this steam. And most of that plume, all those clouds and all that mess that you see, most of it is steam, not smoke. A lot of people think it's all smoke, right? And they're doing that to keep things cool, of course, right? Now, who can tell me what these three, other than you, who can tell me what these three or four, where's the fourth one? There's only three there. Okay. Who can tell me what these antennae are? Is that for communications? What do you guys think about that in chat? I got these three antennas here. Anybody know? And while we're asking for an answer in chat, tell us more about the scenery here.
So the default scenery just had a rough aerial imagery, which wasn't even that good. And the pad A, this is pad B, I think. The pad A had not even aerial imagery. It was some kind of like a mangle of some generic textures or something like that. And we covered it all with basically with the polygons, with proper textures, with proper concrete things like that. So everything you see here is modeled by us, and even the vegetation around it, we did a lot of work with that. All these little water surfaces have been added to the top of the existing scenery.
Cool.
And just a couple of things that you mentioned. The actual usage of that water is, yes, for cooling, but primarily for noise suppression, believe it or not.
Oh,
And,
really? Okay.
That's right. Yeah, for noise suppression. And these, I'm not sure if anybody answered the question about the towers.
Yep, they did. Yeah, 3 or 4 of them got there. I think Charles Farmer got it first. They keep the rocket from being hit by lightning. Yep, they're lightning arresters. Yep.
That's correct. Yeah, it's the lighting. Yeah. And these tanks, this one here is the liquid oxygen, and on the other side they have the liquid hydrogen, and this is where they basically bring the rocket completely empty onto the pad. It's very nice and light and empty, and this is where they a couple of hours before the launch they actually start filling the tanks of the rocket from these tanks, and this is called basically the tanking operation, so that the rocket is fueled obviously for launch, but it cannot be fueled few days before that because this is liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen, and those things vent. Obviously, it would be really expensive to keep them at cryogenic temperatures. So as the rocket is on the pad, you see all these smoky steams coming out, and that's actually venting from cryogenic tanks.
I was just going to say that truck should move because we're about to do a launch. And it's pretty amazing here, you guys. When this thing is, take a look right here. These are actual lights, and these are modeled by you also. You put these things in. And wait till you see this at nighttime. It's going to be awesome. And we'll look at it after the launch too and see what the lighting looks like. So what we'll do now, you guys, we'll fly over. I think I'll leave the helicopter where it is because we'll just get the launch going here. We're going to move over somewhere where we won't get affected by the launch, like maybe there. And now what I want to do is just bring the crawler over because we're not going to wait the 4 hours. We'll just bring it over like this, and we'll pick. Go ahead. You can jump in anytime.
Yeah, a little, just a bit of advice on this. The best angle to watch these launches is straight from either west or east, and that's because we're using obviously the VFX, which since FSX days 20 years ago, there's been a bug that Microsoft never fixed, and basically the bug is that the little sprites that are basically particles they don't display correctly. The farthest away sprites are shown are rendered the last. So what you see is objects that are supposed to be hidden by closer objects are actually in front, and
Wow.
that's why when you're this launch smoke is going. This is basically a flame trench, and when
Yeah.
the rocket sits on the top of the pad, the actual flame is diverted either north or south, so that it doesn't go all over the pad. And
Okay.
the way this is then viewed the best is from west or east.
Okay, so the coastline, you guys, is actually a north-south coastline along Florida. So the best thing to do is to look over towards that direction, probably that. Let me just have a look here. That's north, probably like that. I think that would be
Yeah.
the right one.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
direction right here.
That's looking west. Yeah.
So now you see here, I said select the spawn area. I picked 39 pad B, which is this guy. And then now I'm just going to say start, reset, launch. So I think by doing that, oh no, I have to
right
put it
now
there first,
you're
right?
ready to spawn. Now you have to choose what kind of a rocket you want to spawn.
Right, so 2017 to present, let's do that. And now it's on the launch pad. We don't have to wait for it to get here, you guys. So let's have a look at that first, and then we'll watch it. We'll watch the launch, and that'll be the highlight of the evening. But, you know, we skipped a bunch of things. We didn't look at every piece of scenery, but that's for when people get it themselves. We just wanted to have a look and see all the work that you've done here. And let's go take a look at this baby, and then we'll turn it down to an evening launch, you guys. But as you notice, underneath here, this is the launch. What did you call it? The something trench. The fire trench is probably the best word
The
for it.
flame trench.
Flame trench, yeah. And these guys will certainly not be there at the time because
Exactly.
it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
And you saw the same thing. You saw the strong back and you saw the rocket sitting on the launch pad. But the detail in here is just amazing. When you take a look, you guys, all the stuff that they've done to make this look so realistic. Unbelievable. When I look in here, I just go, wow, that's amazing that you did all that. It's just not just a chunk polygon kind of thing, right? And then as we look up the whole rocket itself, and as you can see on here, this is the Artemis SLS. We saw the space shuttle. We could have put the space shuttle on here, and you see the great big 2 liquid oxygen tanks beside it, and you know, that whole thing. This is the more modern version of it, right?
Yeah, you can do it right now. It really spawns fast, no problem.
Can you imagine being way up here, getting out onto this platform here and just looking around? Wouldn't that be a view? And I think they have cameras up here now for views like that, right? All right, so let's come back here. Let's have a quick look at that, and let's see that. Which one we want to see here? Actually, the bigger flames would come from the shuttle because they've got the big, huge rocket boosters, right? So there's space shuttle. Let's see what that looks like. Awesome. And you can see the support structure beside it too is a lot more elaborate too. It's one of the things SpaceX had to actually dismantle. When SpaceX leased out Launch Pad A, they had to take all this stuff down. All this stuff in here had to come down because they didn't need all that. But there it is in all its glory. The glory years of the space shuttle, you guys. I actually have just over there on the wall, I have a space shuttle license plate from Florida, which shows the space shuttle on it. Pretty cool. From a friend in Florida. She was going to just throw them out. And I said, no, I'll take it. The famous space shuttle. All right, so let's let this one go then. Let's do that. And let's get back out to our best view here. As you said, would be an east-west view. Again, if you're not sure which way is east-west, just look out to the ocean. That's heading north.
This pad is actually facing straight north-south. So just perpendicular to the pad. That's it.
So probably like that. Actually, the VA, no, not there. We want to be over here. The VAB is maybe line it up with the VAB behind it. Like maybe here? Or you want it over here in the side view?
No, just sideways, basically. Look at the shuttle sideways. That is west and east.
Okay. So then like this.
No, more sideways.
You mean like that, right? Because that's sideways to the shuttle, right? Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Or the other side, you guys. So there we go. All right, so now...
that's the best view.
Guess how it's going to happen, you guys. We're going to say start, reset, launch. But I want to take this into an evening launch. we still got some, like we did earlier, like we still got some daylight. We still got something going on. Let me see how, let's do this first. I want them to see this. Look at the lighting on this thing. This is awesome. The fact that you can have it look so good at night too. And the fact that they are spotlights all pointing onto the thing. And you probably took photographs of what it looks like at night when they had spotlights on. But the frosty look of the crane itself with all its lights, it's obviously got a million lights in it, you guys, and look at them all modeled. I mean, that's just amazing. And it gives it that nice frosty glow, you know. I just love it. I think you've done an exceptional job on this scenery.
Thank you.
And just to see it, now we're going to see it take off too. We'll see what happens. But look at that at night, you guys. It's a work of art. All right, let's get back over to side view and let's get this thing launched so that we can see it in action. And that's really what the plan was this evening, you guys, is to see this in action. Now, we will also go to, I'll turn up my drone camera and I'll zoom way out as it's launching just so you guys can see it from a distance. I don't have two views set up, so I'll have to just turn on the zoom camera really fast and watch it go. I'll keep it like this for now and we'll have a look at it from here. All right, back to here. We'll let it go like this. Boom. And it's now doing a countdown from 18 seconds, 17 seconds, 16 seconds. I'm going to leave it like that. And I'm going to get close enough to hear it. And I'm going to make sure my volume is up high enough for it. And it's actually turning, and I can't catch up to it. It's too far away now. Did you hear that, you guys? I was too far away from it. I just couldn't keep up to it. I should have turned on my drone camera even more. It's still going. And that's the kind of thing you see at night too, even from Central Florida where I live. I live over by Orlando. We see this going up, live launches from outside of my house. And so it's just amazing. Now, let's try this from a distance and do another one. That's cool. I'm going to turn on my drone camera even faster. And we'll get way out further, maybe over by the VAB, right? Hold on a sec. I mean, is that awesome in itself, you guys? Okay, I've got it going faster. While I'm heading over here, might as well just show you guys. This one has the, what I call the horizontal assembly building. This is where the SpaceX building is over here. And I think it was still there in the scenery somewhere. Here?
Well, here's the thing. You are in era, so you have to go back.
The time era, right? Yeah, I was going to say I saw it earlier. It was there, but right. Now this is still a track, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this is a temporal scenery. You're in the past right now.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's cool. All right, so that's very, very smart for you to do that. That's cool. I like it.
So yeah, choose Artemis right now, and it will pop in right there.
So right here, like that. Yeah, and there it is. Okay, I see. So you guys, let's just come back here and see what I expected to see here. It's like, talk about a liar, right? Like Howard says he's been here before. He knows the whole bus route, and there's no SpaceX building. What am I hearing? Oh, a vehicle or a plane or something. But there's the SpaceX. Inside there, they actually assemble the rockets, and they simply bring them out horizontally, right here at the launch pad, and then a big hydraulic arm puts it up vertical. Look at the lighting. Isn't that amazing? So cool. Nicely done. All right, let's go out here. I want to see the launch from, let's say from the VAB, because that's where people would be viewing it from. They'd also view it, there's bleachers along at the visitor center, the Saturn V visitor center and the Kennedy Space Center. There's all bleachers, and you buy your seats. Even though I have a yearly pass, I still have to buy a seat to go watch a launch. All right, and we're going to be looking out toward the two launch pads out this way, and then I'll turn this part off. It's very loud right now. Okay. We probably won't hear it from this far out. Let me go back to, let's do the space shuttle again, like that. We probably won't hear it this far out, but we'll be able to see it, you guys. It looks pretty awesome. There we go, 18 seconds, 17 seconds. And it's cool to see it from a distance. It's just amazing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can see it already started up. And with all those lights there and all that steam and all that smoke, and there it goes, it's going up. Is that amazing? Charlie says, this is very impressive. I'm generally not bought a lot of scenery, but this is definitely on my to-get list. No kidding, hey? I mean, is that amazing, you guys? Now, if I have this fast enough, I could actually follow that. I mean, this is the stuff that photographers dream about. Let's get that beautiful golden horizon scenery, and let's get a space shuttle launching out of that. And we all know that the smoke gets thinner as they get higher. Let's get as close as I can to this thing without burning. Might even hear it if I can get close enough. And this is a 2024 thing, you guys. You got to get close enough to hear it, but I don't know if it would still have sound this close in.
Yeah, just my 2 cents. For some reason, basically, this is a 2020 scenery, which Microsoft then ported to 2024.
Right.
So there's 2 sort of bugs right now that I really have no control over. One of them is the rocket trail stops at a certain altitude. And also the sound is not audible until you get really close to it. So unfortunately, that's the 2024 thing we have to deal with.
And what have you... This almost looks like the view of the boosters coming back, even though they wouldn't land here. But it's just amazing, you guys. You could learn so much here. I think this is an educational tool also, because it isn't just beautiful scenery, which of course is commendable. It's an education. I've had the luxury of being in a bus right here at the launch pad, and because the SpaceX Heavy was up on the other pad, I could only come to this one. And the bus actually goes right beside here. I'm going to show you the road right here. Well, it's dark now. But you get about this close, and you can take pictures. And unless there's a rocket there, and then they come out to the outer road. But you know, it's amazing that I get the luxury of seeing that in real life. Most people don't. And here in the scenery, you can go and do that. You can get right in there. As a matter of fact, you can get even closer than I did, because you can go right in now and just say, well, like, what would it be like getting up on this thing and seeing it from the top? You know, like things like that I couldn't do in real life, but you guys can do now. There's the lightning arrestor right there. So I think this is amazing. The fact that you can see a launch happen is amazing. And the fact that you can see the crawler coming down the tracks. I mean, these are all things that I saw this and I said, we got to show this on channel, and we got to show everybody what this looks like. But it's just absolutely amazing. Excellent work. Great.
Thank you very much for showing it.
Our pleasure. This is what we do, right? We take a look at stuff and we see whether it's even worth getting or not. And this is definitely worth it for sure. This one is a new one right here, you guys. He's actually modeled that too. I just see it's in here now. This is a new one, the newest observation deck. You see it's multiple. This is for people. You see the buses over here. And they do stop here if there's a launch out that way. They have new launch pads down the way here, further south down towards Cape Canaveral. And those launch pads, sometimes they're on those. So then they will let you be here at this one. But if there's a launch over here, this is too close. They won't let you be here. Nobody's here, not a bus, not a vehicle, not a person, because it's way too close in case there's an accident, right? But they built this one specifically, and you can see the outdoor picnic tables and stuff. They built this specifically for those who are here, and they're paid seats to here that are going to go and watch the launch from here, out that direction. So see, there's room for expansion, right? It's like, Howard, the product's done. Okay. There's room for expansion. There's more launch pads down the other way, right? I'm just kidding. He says totally. Absolutely. I was just kidding. This is great in its entirety. That's cool. Now, before we depart, let me just ask you a question about inside here. The first thing I did when I saw that you could spawn at the vertical assembly building, I didn't read that it was beside it or in front of it. I thought you meant you could spawn right inside. These are the biggest garage doors, the tallest garage doors in the world, you guys. That's what are here. These fold up completely all the way up so that the rocket can just slide out vertically. And you'll notice the tracks are there. There's the tracks. Hey, there's an extra space shuttle. Look at that. There's an extra one lying around. That's cool. I didn't notice that before. But what I wanted to ask you was, there's some work in progress, I think, for your next version. Is that true?
That is true. So first, yeah, if you're in a shuttle era, they actually had 4 orbiters, and you will see them spawn randomly at the different spots. So yeah, that's the shuttle era. If as far as the inside of the VAB, absolutely, we started working on the interior. It is not done, obviously. This is just the preliminary stuff. It's there if you want to check it out, but it is definitely not done. But we are gearing towards having the rocket inside with proper lighting and everything, and you'll be able to see how, in some stage of assembly or something like that. And then the doors will open properly, and the whole contraption will come out of the doors and right on the out where they are now, basically. So yeah, that's the plan for the future.
Wow.
And this scenery is basically not a prerequisite, but it will accompany our Halo product, which we're working on, and we call a spaceport, and it is a space flight module for Flight Sim 2024. You will actually be able to sit in a rocket, sit in a space shuttle, and it will launch you into orbit. It will orbit properly. You will be able to do orbital operations, release a satellite, retrieve a satellite, dock to a space station, and then deorbit and land at the shuttle landing facility.
That is amazing. That's going to be great. We can't wait. So when you do your next release, let me know, and we'll certainly have you on again. It will be fun to have you.
Definitely. I'd love to do that. That'd
be great. Thank you. We're going to have some fun with this, and I see by chat too, a lot of people are thinking this is fantastic work. Must purchase it today. Look at that. See, we just had to show what it is. I mean, people didn't know when they just see it on the screen as just a block, and it's like, I don't know what that is. So it is just cool that we actually get to see it in action. So really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Lots of fun. I'm going to find a little picnic table right out here and just sit and watch launches all day long. So if you can't be there in person, you guys, we can close enough. We can be there almost in person and look around. I will mention, like, there is the other part that, we haven't even talked about is the mainland over here, you guys. Let me see if I can find my way around here. And there's also the Kennedy Space Center, Visitor Center, Saturn V Center, and, all of that is here too. I think that's the standard scenery, so that's not his work of art, but I think it's also something we added in. I mean, Andrew and I have been here before to look at the Kennedy Space Center scenery, and it was some other scenery, but I think that might be what this stuff is here. I don't think this was any of his handiwork, but you can see that says that's the Atlantis building. In there's a space shuttle simulator where they actually put in about 20 of us, and it actually does the countdown, and it's like the inside of the shuttle kind of idea with 20 astronauts in it. And it actually does, does all the simulation to make you feel like you're taking off to the rockets and stuff. That's all in there. And there's also, when you come out of that simulator, the complete Atlantis is in there, the real thing. The real space shuttle Atlantis is in there. So, that's not here in this scenery. There's just the outside part of it. But that's what that building is. And that's why it has that kind of front on it like that. And that's just a mock-up front they made for the building, right? And this is the bus terminal that takes you on all the bus tours right here, this circular part. And then in here is all the other places that you can visit, including the rocket garden over here and the horizontal Saturn V. And you notice that there's other buildings here that have, space flight heroes. There's a whole heroes place right here. That's for, I can't get to it, right in here. That's for the history of it. And then there's, stuff like rocks from the moon, rocks from Mars, or rocks from whatever else. There's all kinds of stuff like that going on in each of these buildings. And so there's a lot going on here at the visitor center. And it's like the crowd that comes here every day, it's like the Disneyland kind of scenario. It's just tons of buses. This parking lot is packed. Look how big it is. It's packed with cars every single day. All right. Because I had a yearly pass, I also had free parking, and I also had 10% off of all the gifts that you could buy in the store. So I was lucky enough to be able to park close enough and get in there with my friends and then just go and have some fun. And it's really worth it to see. This is the heart of all of the history of the U.S. space program has all been happening right here. This is where the astronauts trained, and this is where they actually left the Earth to go visit the world. The space shuttle that landed on the moon. Yeah, you remember that. That's cool. Space launch simulator at Disney once made me feel sick. Yeah, you did it to us. Yeah, it was pretty wild. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's like a Disney World ride. Yeah, it's yeah. It actually felt good. It actually felt, you come out of there. They even tell you, take all the change out of your pockets, take your glasses off, do all that. You're gonna vibrate like mad on the takeoff. You know, which happens in real life. Yeah. You were 13 at the time. Yeah, and it still left a mark on you. Well, you guys, we've looked at two things today. It's been a riot. We looked at the KA-26, and Seb and his team have made this happen, and it's actually evolving really nicely. I like the changes even from the last version, which I flew a few days ago, to this version today. I'm seeing it becoming more realistic already, and learned a lot just by showing it off tonight as a first look. And I really appreciate you guys tuning in and commenting and being involved in it all. Second part of this evening was talking about the Kennedy Space Center, where we actually saw a shuttle launch. And you too can do the same thing and put it into 2024 or 2020, and let's have some fun with that. Lots to explore, lots to do in this hobby of ours, working in simulators and space flight. More and more jealous of PC players. Yeah, Maddie Lynn, I mean, we've known this for years, that PCs can add all the extra content. And when people ask me, especially parents, ask me, should I get an Xbox or should I get a PC? The first thing I tell them is the Xbox is plug and play. You buy it, you fly it. The PC, you may have to tinker, you might have to add stuff, you might have to, do all. And then, but the second thing I tell them is, with a PC, you can go to other websites and download software and put it in. It may even wreck your simulator, but you can put other software in. And so they have to weigh that, and it's tough on parents because they're not sure what to get their kids, right? And I say their kids, it doesn't mean kids. I have an Xbox X that my brother just bought me last year, and I'm doing all my beta testing on it with that. So it's not just for kids, but I'm saying that's where I get a lot of questions from parents buying them for their kids. And so that is the drawback. And this is why I asked Seb too, and I didn't mean to put him on the spot, you guys, but if his products could be made available in the marketplace, that means Xbox can have them. And more products are coming out for 24 in the marketplace, which makes it so much easier for Xbox flyers to go get them. And this is why I'll work on it, you guys. I consider Seb as a friend. He was with me 2 years ago at FS Expo with all of us, with Andrew and all of us as a gang. And, I'm going to keep mentioning that I know this is your rule about nobody makes money off your products, but you're cutting out 7 million potential flyers who could enjoy your product by not having it in the marketplace. So, let's work on that without bugging them too much or making them stressed. But maybe they should reconsider that, or at least for Xbox flyers, and we'll see what we can do with that, you guys, because that's really too bad that you can't enjoy this beautiful aircraft. Twit says, I started on a Series S and moved to a PC a couple years ago and couldn't go back to a console. And I love flying on the console, you guys. I love flying on the X, and it's and I've got the Velocity 1 yoke and throttle quadrant on it. It's all my brother's. That's my brother's stuff. And I'm doing all the tests on there to make sure everything works properly. But yeah, that's just another area, and I'm sure a lot of developers feel the same way, that you can get it on their website rather than marketplace. But we'll see how that goes as we go along. Thanks bunch, everybody, for being here. We're going to close it up early. I think some of you were expecting me to show the Lancaster from Airplane Heaven. It's out now. Andrew picked his up the minute it was released on their website yesterday. It's available on Just Flight, and it's available on, I'm trying to think of where else it's available. On the website anyway for Airplane Heaven. They didn't give me a preview copy of it. They said they don't need to. Their marketing is fine the way it is, and they don't need to send out copies to people like me, like streamers. So I never did get a copy of it. I wish I did. I'll have to go buy it. And Andrew is already on it, so he's already working on it, and we'll hear from him on when he's ready to lead a lesson on the Lancaster, you guys. That's what we'll do. I'll go to all the work of making the actual lesson, but Andrew will be the lead teacher on that because he knows Battle of Britain stuff. He's the historian, and he's been looking at this Lancaster since back in the early days. I think we had it in FSX, and he'll be showing us more about that airplane than I could ever tell you. And it's best to have it come from Andrew. Way back years ago when I first met Andrew, or I first met him online and we started working together on the stream, I sent him my die-cast model of the Lancaster because he loved it so much. I actually shipped it to him. So he has a die-cast model, huge, of the Lancaster. And it's the Spitfire and the Lancaster have been his two favorite planes. So we'll let him lead that one because he'll know more than the rest of us, right? So many planes, so much scenery, and so little time. You're right, Charlie. It's so true, right? Jeff, you're welcome. And your credit card thanks you as well. Yeah. Hey, I'm not here to sell stuff, you guys. I just find stuff that's cool and I show it because it's interesting to talk to the developers. Not all developers want to be on voice or video. Not all of them like even talking to people. They are brains. They are developers. They just want to sit and code. And it's amazing when we can find developers that have that balance of social skills and developer skills. And I love having them on stream with us on live. And we get to hear stuff. I learned stuff tonight about this helicopter, even though I've combed through the manuals, the Russian manuals and everything to make sure I can present it tonight. And I learned stuff from Seb just by trial and error, just seat of my pants flying. It's been awesome. All right, we'll see you guys. Saturday's our group fly. Come join us, 9 a.m. Eastern, and we will fly somewhere together. No lesson, no rules, just a whole lot of fun. We'll see you soon. And Tuesday is part 2 of the Starship, where we explore the avionics in depth, the FMS system, and we'll do some emergencies in it too. That'll be a lot of fun also. Lots of fun in this area that we're in. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you again soon, you guys.